And on his own, right out in the open, is ATTARD. Debuted last week. Sean Smith can't take the mark, but still might kick the goal from the forward pocket. Top effort.
Dick is after it. Down goes Archer. That could have been a free kick. Was that a throw? Long, back to Anderson, and Anderson pings and kicks the goal.
Stevens, the pass wide on the bounce to McCarthy. John McCarthy, in he goes to Carey. Goal coming up to Wayne Carey. Beauty. Another change in the lead.
Chasing was Long. Schwass's kick up towards the wing, taken by Hills. Under a minute left. Hills 2 bounces, runs to the centre of the ground and then kicks it. A long kick may bounce through. It does. It's a goal. Will kick Essendon back into attack. Goes for the long drop punt kick in towards full forward. Essendon mark. Simons, is it? In the middle of the pack. It was a good grab. Well, he's directly in front, only 25 metres out. And he does well. He kicks the goal.
Plenty of goals in the opening term. 10 between them. 5-2 to 5-1 North in front. But at half-time, the Bombers leading narrowly. 7-7 to 6-6. Let's go back to the match at the start of the third quarter.
Start of the second half here at the MCG. The Bombers by 7 points at the long break. Somerville with an early leap. Ashenko won the tap, but straight to the opposition. MISITI's kick out of the middle. Comes to DANIHER. Crocker over the ball. And the umpire comes in and will ball it up. And by this stage in the first quarter, we'd had a goal to the Bombers. They scored 20 seconds after the game started. Just inside the 50, Somerville palms backwards. DANIHER, Spawn skirting the pack. A centering kick. Salmon a chance. Back on Longmire. No mark. Play on.
Couldn't have paid that, Drew. I agree.
Archer out of defence. Up towards the centre of the ground. Good mark by Schwass.
Looks like Crocker may be playing on the back line after playing on Harvey in that first half.
Schwass's kick towards left half forward. At the back is McCarthy. McCarthy tries to weight the kick, but a little bit too high there for Smith. Thompson runs across the face of goal and then puts in a little short pass and finds Hills pretty well in the goal square. Paul Hills high out towards the 50-metre line. The mark is taken by Harvey. Mark Harvey, his kick goes wide towards the wing. Too far out there for Chris DANIHER, and it goes over for a boundary throw-in. Early in the third quarter, Essendon lead by 7 points. Chris DANIHER in the picture. Eschenko and Somerville. Somerville, who's spent quite a bit of the second term on the bench. Kicked away by Dwyer. In towards the pocket. No mark taken by Schwass. Thompson the first to recover. His kick, well, it's pretty well up and under. And eventually the mark is taken by Crocker.
Darren Crocker at centre wing. The kick up towards the 50. Carey the only chance. 3-1 against him. Thompson takes the mark. He's taken 7 marks, 11 disposals, Mark Thompson. This kick to centre half back. DANIHER flies. Staritsky, a slick hand pass to Stevens. DANIHER robs him of the ball, holding it.
Terrific, Chris DANIHER.
Yes, that hand pass from Staritsky a little bit too fierce.
O'Donnell's kick out to centre wing. They're both under the ball, so they charge back after it now. Hurd has given a good account of himself. Steers the pass in over Anderson's head. Mark dropped by Buckley. Here's Scholl for North. Slides the hand pass across. McCarthy, Adam. Beats the tackle, gets it away to Buckley. Short pass to Stevens out at centre wing.
And Stevens plays on quickly now. Gets it to Dwyer. Dwyer's handball just a little sloppy. Staritsky, German, in towards full forward. And McCarthy has taken the mark. His opponent, Manton, but McCarthy is marked 50 metres from goal. And if he could get onto one here, John McCarthy, he could nearly score.
He can kick the ball long distances, John McCarthy. He'll be kicking from about 55 metres.
Very blustery wind blowing. The the MCG. Good kick by McCarthy for distance, just offline to the left and through for a behind. He's kicked 1 goal 1 for North Melbourne. Sean Smith has kicked 3, and for Essendon, Paul Salmon is the leading goal scorer. He's kicked 2. 7-7 play, 6-7. Kicks it in. Half back region. Desperate there was Chris Daniher. Little hand pass, looking for MISITI, but it's Somerville. Fox back to Somerville from a standing position. Chris Daniher does pretty well. Forced to kick with the left. The kick floating in towards half forward. Is that a mark? It's been paid, has it, to Flood? He played on quickly. BEWICK does well, and BEWICK hooks it into the goal square. Looking for Salmon. Darren BEWICK a little disappointed with himself, and it's through for a rush behind to Essendon. 7-8 to 6-7, so the difference once again is 7 points in favour of the Bombers.
John Longmire been fullback all day. He's had Paul Salmon in the first and third quarters. Kicked by Longmire, covers about 70 metres and clears the pack and bounces up to centre wing. That's up to about 85 metres. Harvey, Wanganeen. Now they set it up, the Bombers. O'Donnell can go for a bit of a run. Steers the pass to centre half forward. Long, little left footer. BEWICK meets the ball hard. Take it away from goal. Back he comes to MISITI. The hand pass wide to Somerville. They're losing ground in possession. BEWICK just taken off his kick a little bit then, and it goes out of bounds on the full, so they didn't really cover themselves in glory then, the Bombers.
No, they do mess around a lot, don't they, the Bombers? Instead of going direct on occasions, they do play the possession game. At times they overuse it.
Archer from the right back pocket. Goes through all players. Harvey at the back to tidy up. Little left foot kick into the path of Spawn. Spawn from 50 metres. Not a bad kick. And Salmon is marked. And always, if you kick the ball quickly up into the full forward line, Paul Salmon is going to be a danger to the opposition.
Yes, well, he's just too tall, isn't he, Paul Salmon, on that forward line? With his height advantage, 206 centimetres. Johnny Longmire, 193 centimetres. He did play the second quarter, of course, in the ruck, where he brought Essendon back into the game. A strong performance in the ruck, but is being used back at full forward in this third quarter.
Salmon, tight angle, tries to improve. And I think he may have kicked a goal. He has. So Paul Salmon, with just a little bit of experience there, kicks Essendon's 8th goal, his 3rd, and the Bombers.
They led briefly by 13 in the second quarter. It's been the biggest break in the game so far. Thompson out of the middle. Anderson a chance. Archer with him. The two 11s playing on each other. Archer, the hand pass to Scholl and across to Buckley. He kicks towards the outer wing. Thompson gets back there. He's marked everything today, Mark Thompson. That's 8. Not bad for a player his size. Kick up towards the 50. Hurd almost? Yes. Gee, he's given a good account of himself, young James Hurd, in just his 3rd game of league football. Long kick. Salmon wrestles.
Yeah, it's free kick.
Free kick to Longmire.
He grabbed Longmire, threw him out of the way. Good positioning of the body there by John Longmire.
Longmire decides to kick it to this near side. German marks. No, dropped it. Then recovered. He had a little bit of time. He's kicked towards centre wing, marked by Harvey, one of Essendon's better players in this match. 3
very good players in the back line, Essendon. Harvey, 50-metre penalty being applied. Harvey, one of them, Wanganeen the other. And the skipper, Thompson, has played a terrific game also.
Well, what was that 50-metre penalty for? And I tell you what, you'd like to buy some land from the umpire.
Very
That's
generous.
Not 70, I give up.
Yes, very generous
he was down
there.
Here on the other side of the logo, and now he's within, what 40 metres, do you think?
Yes, he'll be kicking from about 45, I'd say.
And you heard of the real estate firm Repper and Garrett.
Harvey misses. Well, Mark Harvey had a wry smile on his face. And central umpires, just for your information, are Peter Repper and Trevor Garrett. 8-9 plays 6-7. Smith,
Ross Smith, playing his 150th today. towards the outer side. Ashenko, Somerville punches. Spawn, Adam McCarthy closing the gap. Well played by Spawn. Inside 50, pokes for goal. Salmon a chance, but the kick scores. Goal to Spawn.
That's one of the real attributes of Kieran Spawn, isn't it? He can be quiet, but then again he can be damaging.
Well, he's got terrific pace. He uses the ball pretty well. The Bombers out to a 20-point break now in this third quarter with 17 minutes remaining on the clock, just starting to show their ascendancy. Really, North Melbourne hasn't got much on the forward line at the moment. It gets down to half forward and it's swept away very easily.
20 points, Essendon's lead. Ischenko battling hard, Steele can't quite clear the pack. Thompson there for Essendon. Oh, he crashes into O'Donnell. O'Donnell goes further back towards Fox. He's dispossessed. ATTARD, now the ball finishes with Dwyer, who fumbles. Fox, handball, O'Donnell, deep in the pocket, held. And ATTARD appealing for a free kick out on the full, and it's going to get it by the look of it. Well, it was flicked back into the players behind him, and I couldn't quite see whether it came off a shin, but Stevens takes the free kick and immediately kicks it away to German. Well, Gary O'Donnell, I think you better jump on the mark, because any meterage here in favour of German will certainly be an advantage.
Difference back to 14 points. Somerville climbs over Ashenko. Chris DANIHER, the fourth of the brothers to play for the Bombers, and doing particularly well. Spawn at centre half forward. Short pass is good. MISITI dashes into the gap right in front and is 40 metres out. Joe MISITI making his debut, a 17-year-old. He won the under-19s best and fairest in 1990 as just a 15-year-old, and he's getting plenty of advice here on how to kick this goal. Looking for his first goal in league football. He had plenty of distance, but he hooked it. Didn't really need to go for so much.
9-10 plays 7-7. That's MISITI. Ross Smith elects to go to the far side, gets good distance with the kick, well outside 50 metres, and the mark is taken out there by Archer. Archer plays on quickly, kicks it back near the wing. No mark taken. Wanganeen there. Oh, lovely little hand pass for Crocker. Crocker plays on. North Melbourne will be looking for a big effort from him. Kick it punches to the front. Spargo. His shot for goal is offline. And just when North Melbourne could have done with another goal, Paul Spargo registers his first score for the day, which is a behind. The kick in is by Manton. Looks out here for MISITI. MISITI's got plenty of space. Short kick. Wasn't too bad, I thought, for start, but the blustery conditions carried the ball a little further than Chris DANIHER had expected. But he's in the action again. Long, back to Chris DANIHER. Kick it quickly, no. Into the path of Long. The bounce awkward. Michael Long gathers. Was he tripped? Play on anyway. Chris DANIHER has it, 60 metres from goal. Kicks it to the front of the goal square. No mark taken. Fox into the action. Brad Fox, kick is smothered. Well done by Archer, and he clears for North Melbourne for the boundary line, and we'll have a throw in about 70 metres around from the Essendon goal.
What's Fox doing down there? He's playing centre half back on Wayne Carey. And Carey, he hadn't followed Carey down because he's still in the centre half forward position.
Fox getting back to position now. Had to go back about 100 metres to get there. So boundary throw in. Work to the back. O'Donnell charging at it. Lucky not to be cleaned up that time. Here's Long. Short pass is good to MISITI. Too far out to score. Thumps it as long as he can. Not a bad effort. Salmon. And at the back, BEWICK, a clever mark, right on the behind line. Impossible angle here for Darren BEWICK. So he'd be looking to...
What was he trying to do then?
Well, the umpire's called time on anyway.
He improves the angle and kicks the goal. So the Bombers with a bit of...
Ischenko, German, The race is on now. O'Donnell goes right on with the business, Gary O'Donnell, and then kicks it to half forward where the mark is taken by Hurd. Hurd plays on quickly. The kick covers plenty of distance. Anderson left it behind. Longmire for North Melbourne, back near the centre, and good talking back there. Sees Wanganeen take an easy mark. Little pass, okay. Harvey marks right near the centre circle. Transfers play. Thompson wide on the wing. They've had 3 posies and they haven't gone all that far forward, but they've retained possession. In towards centre half forward. Hurd marks again. That's his 9th mark and coming up for his 12th kick.
Well, they're all worrying about stopping Paul Salmon there. Hurd has been very impressive. Overhead, there's not much of him. 188 centimetres. Well, I suppose he's got a bit of height, but only 84 kilograms. Only very lightly framed. And not afraid to put his body in and go for those marks.
Well, it'll be interesting to see that if he's read the breeze up that end of the ground. No, way offline. And it's out of bounds on the full in the right forward pocket for Essendon. And the kick will be taken back there for North Melbourne by John Longmire.
They've made some shocking blunders, Essendon, and they haven't really got rid of North Melbourne yet, so they wouldn't want to relax. Remember North's surge last week against Collingwood, which nearly stole the game. Here's Steele at centre wing. Left footer by Steele to half forward and Carey. Oh, almost a one-hander. Fox. Round the corner, straight to Steele, who should have taken the mark. Back to the 50. Dwyer. Off hands to O'Donnell. Hurd. Another good mark to Hurd.
10th mark to Hurd.
Drafted from Ainsley in the ACT. Playing just his 3rd game of league football. Eschenko can't take the mark at the 2nd attempt. Almost Flood holding it. Yes, he is holding it.
Oh, North Melbourne were fortunate. Bombers were away.
20 points the margin. And a quick rush by North, and they'll be right back into this. Here's Attard about 50 metres in the clear, but can he keep it in?
Oh. What a waste, that kick coming from Ross Smith. Just throws his hand up, says sorry about that. But North Melbourne would have been off and running had that ball sat there for Attard.
Boundary throw in, right half forward for North. Eschenko, he's under extreme difficulty. You can see his right thigh very heavily strapped. And it happened in the first quarter, so with Peter Mann on the interchange bench and not likely to take his place on the field again for the afternoon, a lot of responsibility resting with the big Russian Alex Eschenko. Chris Daniher into the path of Hills. Hills, who was quiet in the 2nd term. His kick into the pocket. Anderson and Archer. And I mentioned Archer playing on Greg Anderson has done such a good job. Look at Greg Anderson's statistics, so full credit to the young North Melbourne defender Glenn Archer. And the throw in 50 metres from the Essendon goal. Hills over the top of Buckley. Ball comes towards Archer, can't break clear. Nearly Chris Daniher. Now Adam McCarthy for North Melbourne. He clears, and the mark is taken out there for North by Wayne Schwass.
10 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Bombers leading by 20 points. Kick up towards half forward. Fox spoils Carey. Thompson punches backwards. Chance here for North. Spargo buried. No whistle for that. And Essendon now have the ball. What do you got to do to get a free kick?
Yeah, ordinary decision.
Fox up towards centre half forward. Somerville worried out of it by Archer. He's hurt again. Pops over the hand pass for Long. Still Michael Long. Oh, the goals are up there, son. Dick kicks the goal. Oh, hits the post. Well, I thought Michael Long turned back away from goal when all he had to do was take a few strides towards goal and have a simple shot.
Sometimes he's over-generous, isn't he, Michael Long? Instead of going for the goal and doing the thing that you'd expect him to do, he's very team-oriented. At times he overdoes it.
Smith's kick out towards half-back. Ball gets kicked off the ground, back towards the wing. O'Donnell, tackled by Dwyer. O'Donnell's hand pass, Attard, harassed out of it there by Hills, and a boundary throw-in will take place. Just under 9 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, and Essendon, they led by 7 points at half-time. They now lead by 21 points. high kick in towards half forward for North Melbourne. Back there is Thompson. Thompson's little kick, and it was well done. The mark is taken by O'Donnell. O'Donnell good. Somerville. Harvey, brilliant running from half back. His kick in towards half forward. Was that a push out? Play on. Essendon will get a goal anyway. Willie Dick. Willie does. Willie Dick's first goal for the afternoon, set up by Michael Long. Essendon 11-11, North Melbourne 7-8.
Interesting, those advantages. If Paul Salmon was on 149 goals for the season and the record's 150, Dick gets the goal. It was Salmon's free kick 20 metres out. But he doesn't get the goal himself.
Can't worry about those little things, Drew. You just have to play by the rules, and away it goes.
Biggest break in the game so far. Somerville backhands the ball into the path of O'Donnell, straight up the ground to Salmon. But Buckley takes the mark at the back. He pokes it out of defence. Crocker. His kick over centre wing. Carey was worried by Fox. Interference, free kick, advantage. It comes to Spargo. He runs to 50 and goes for goal. Not a great kick. Oh, still a chance though for North. But Essendon back there, they had the numbers 3-1. Wanganeen got it to kick it, and away goes Derek Kickett. Against his former club, North Melbourne, he wasn't there very long. Out to Harvey. Kicked by Harvey. O'Donnell up at half forward. And the floodgates could really open here.
They really did have the chance, North Melbourne, had that kick from Spargo been better.
Kick by O'Donnell in towards full forward. Excellent mark taken back there by Buckley. Hand pass away to Longmire. Longmire's kick out towards the wing. Scholl under extreme pressure from Hills. The umpire will call for a bounce. David Flood there. Ross Smith. The play is about 60 metres from the Essendon goal. They lead 77-50. North Melbourne. They've kicked one goal in this third quarter. Essendon have added 4. At centre half back, Mark Thompson dives on the football. Storitsky for North Melbourne. In there was Spawn. Away to MISITI. MISITI's kick. Somerville, that was unfair, wasn't it?
Yeah, the umpire wasn't looking at it though, Robbo.
Long, great pass. Yes. Salmon has the football, and down on centre wing, it could have easily been a free kick for North Melbourne.
Well, behind play, the shepherding being done by Big Somerville. I think it was on Stevens. Stevens went over and had a chat to the umpire about it. And Stevens still now going and have a chat with Somerville about the high tackle. Not too happy about it, but the umpire watching the ball instead of watching what was happening behind. Had he looked about 5 yards further afield, he would have given that free kick to Stevens.
Well, Salmon has kicked 3. He's only 30 metres out, directly in front. And Paul Salmon has now kicked 4. So, pretty good effort by Paul Salmon with his 12th kick. He's kicked 4 goals too.
Yes, even though John Longmire has played pretty well at fullback. He's had plenty of the ball himself, John Longmire. 12 kicks and 5 hand passes. It's pretty hard to stop this man, Paul Salmon, who has now kicked 390 career goals, averaging just about 2.5 goals a game. A lot of those games, of course, he played in the ruck. He hasn't always been at full forward, big Paul Salmon. And Johnny Longmire, well, he can hold his hand out for his pay today. He's done pretty well at full back. Just impossible to stop him all day, Paul Salmon.
58 goals for the season. A 33-point lead. North have only kicked 2 goals since quarter time, which is not good enough. They started brightly. Stevens out of the middle, fired up by that incident a moment ago. To full forward, 2 against 2. Ball can't stay in. John McCarthy there, and we'll have a throw in the forward pocket for North. They've had very little on the forward line. I suppose you take John Longmire out. He's a 98 goals a season man. You put him at full back. when North beat Essendon earlier this year by 52 points, Longmire kicked 7. He's not going to kick 7 today from full back. Fox wins. It comes to Wanganeen. Chris Daniher's there. Now they've got it out. Sweeping it out through O'Donnell, Long, Harvey. Harvey's kick to half forward. Flood beat Smith to it. Didn't take the mark. Hills turned the wrong way. Bounced off brilliantly. Kick by Hills to Salmon. This ball 30 metres out from goal. Buckley got back there for North. They haven't got the same intensity that they started the game with, North Melbourne. Looked like being a cricket score in this game. They went goal for about 20 minutes and racked up 5 goals each, but North have come to a standstill since.
Ben Buckley, acting captain for North Melbourne today. Salmon and Longmire. Salmon gets the tap out to the back. German overruns it. Schwass. Nice little hand pass for Buckley. Back to Schwass. Oh, he was a bit lucky there. He may kick this time, and he does. Up towards centre half forward, but a good mark. Gee, Thompson's played well. He's been the general on the back line. Kick it. Harvey. Kick it. A little kick. Brilliant by Kickett. He spotted Hills and just delivered that with precision.
We've got some very classy players able to run the ball out of that Essendon back line. One of those players, Kickett, who's now playing on Sean Smith. It was very dangerous early, but they've got a lot of class to run the ball out.
Long kick by Hills, but a good mark taken by Archer in the right back pocket for North Melbourne. Glenn Archer decides to go to that far side. The high kick, punched away by Hills, close to the boundary line. Peter German, and we'll have a boundary throw in about 65 metres around from the Essendon goal. We're into time on in the third quarter. The Bombers lead 12-11 to 7-8.
3 minutes to three-quarter time. Yashenko wins this one. Schwass to Smith. Kick by Smith. John McCarthy, 40 metres out. Misses to the left. He's kicked 1 goal 2 today. I suppose if they repeat the last quarter rush of last week against Collingwood, they're not out of this yet, North, but they haven't shown any signs of it.
Kick in, goes near the centre. Long's hand pass was good for Thompson. Thompson's kick into centre half forward. This guy's got fantastic hands. Hurd, that's a lovely little kick back into the path of Michael Long. His little tap on. Spawn from directly in front. Kieran Spawn has kicked a goal.
And they kicked 6 goals, 5-1 for. They led 90-52 at three-quarter time. We take a look at highlights of the final quarter.
All their judgment of the football in the flight. MISITI did very well then. Unselfishly to Long. In turn, Bewick. Into an open goal goes Darren Bewick. Handball over the top, and Willie Dick does the rest.
MISITI, he's given a good account, just 17 years. The youngest on their list. O'Donnell punches forward. Hills, one of the youngsters with a bit of experience behind him. He'll kick this, Paul Hills.
A quick kick towards half forward. Chris Daniher made one of his rare errors. John McCarthy, lovely hand pass for Stevens. Stevens into an open goal, and he gets North Melbourne's goal. But a good kick will put it within scoring distance for North Melbourne. McCarthy up high, couldn't take the mark. Is that too high by Manton on McCarthy? Umpire says play on. Spargo, Big Alex. The roving Russian has kicked a goal. And Flood marks for the Bombers.
The coach will be pleased to see the way they're sticking this ball around. Wanganeen, he's crunched to the ground after he got rid of that one.
And he's kicked
the goal anyway.
Today's game is part of the Carlton and United Breweries 1992 AFL Premiership season.
Wanganeen played very well for the Bombers. Salmon kicked 4 goals. He's kicked 58 for the season so far.